Hi, Steve Matthews, Pentagram Motorsport. A bit different than usual videos this. So I'm trying to work out what my winter looks like. So over the winter, I intend to put my Mk1 Golf back together, and I intend to take the opportunity to do everything it needs doing. So this is something I find very useful tool. It's just a big whiteboard, hang it up in the workshop, and I can write on things and I can cross them off. And as more things come up, I can write them on. If there's parts I need to order, I can pop them on there. Very good aid to memory. So I've been through and put together a bit of a to-do list. So what I intend to do is I'm going to talk you through it, and then this is effectively a preview for the videos that will come up in the next few weeks. So stuff that I've got to put on. I've been through the car from a safety perspective, applying the UK MOT laws, which excuse me, I'm sure viewers in Germany will find laughable, but here in the UK it's all we need. So stick our registration number in. So the first thing that I've found that I need to do is a little bit of rust in the rear arches. It's only a little bit. Famous last words. I've assessed it the best I can with the wheels on. It's at the closing section where the sill, so again the sill comes under the door to the back of the car, and then the rear arch comes round with this big plastic liner on, which is a terrible thing because they always just harbour rust. I haven't had the plastic liner off yet, but there's just a little burst at the bottom of the arch. It's not actually in the sill. We'll get the grinder out and we'll find out. I suspect it's going to be a bigger job than it looks like, but I suspect I've got to do both sides as well. So we'll add on the welding in the rear arches. Other than that, I've been having a poke around underneath the car, and it is surprisingly good underneath, considering the age of it and the fact it's been sitting outside for however long. The other structural thing, bodywork thing I've got to do is reattach the waistline trim that goes along the swage line. So the swage line is usually part of the way down the door of the car, and the body of the car you'll get a crease, so sort of break up, otherwise you get a big slab of metal. And on the Mk1 Golfs they have a little trim that runs along them. The trim's detached at the front, both sides. So I'll have to bond that in as well. Bond, swage line, trim. That'll be a very short video of that. Paintwork's terrible on that car as well, but never mind. So next job I've got to do is the offside rear tail lamp, because I might have smashed it. When I was rebuilding the borer, I had the old bonnet and I had it against the wall of the workshop, and the wind grabbed it and turned it around and just came to rest in the rear indicator of the car. Bits of orange plastic all over the floor. It's not a major thing, but the biggest frustration is the price that Mk1 Golf parts seem to have gone to online. I suppose the price the cars are as well, but never mind. We'll get that done. So my next job, driver's view of the road. I've got a big chip in the windscreen. It's outside the driver's line of vision, but I don't want to leave it there. And I also have to source and fit a rear view mirror. fear that might be. I was going to say I fear that might be quite a boring video, but it depends how I attack this crack. There's these silicon bond, they're not silicon, they're sort of a glue-based bond stuff that you inject in. So if that works, that'll be interesting. So next thing, I've got this under emissions. So my fuel lines, I don't trust them. I don't trust the connectors on them. I'm going to replace them. So fuel line connectors. I need to clean the inside the fuel tank, which is going to be easier said than done. If you saw my video on the filler there, you'll know why. Well, someone's been there before me, and they've basically glued the inspection hatch shut because I think they've snapped one of the tabs off it. So fuel tank clean, and then I've got to set the carburetor up, which should be interesting. It's Peerberg 2E2. I've got the manual. I'm determined not to just throw a Weber on there. I want to make the Peerberg work. So that's what we're going to do. The car has suffered in the past when I was using it when I first bought it from high idle. I boiled the wax stat, it wasn't that, so I assume it's, I don't know, I've got a suspicion it might be TTV, the time valve, or it might just be a vacuum leak, but until I get there, I don't know. And then with any car that's been sitting a while, rebuild the brakes. Just for peace of mind. And then the miscellaneous stuff. I've got to remount the ignition amp TCI H unit. I don't know if you saw my video on ignition testing, but during that video I actually diagnosed a fault with the old unit. And sorry, I've got a terrible cough. Not great on my birthday, is it? Anyway, when I took the old one off, it had been patched on there. Terrible twisted piece of metal, so I need to make a replacement piece for that. Sorry, the wiring skull panel. I also need to remove excess wiring. Because this car used to have retrofit AC, used to have an alarm system from back in the bad old days, which, interesting side note, I didn't realise that there was actually, in the early 90s, Vauxhall did a study and found that 1,600 car crimes, so that's theft of motor vehicle or theft from motor vehicle or vandalisation of motor vehicle, were taking place every single day. It's no wonder you couldn't insure GTIs in the 90s. What else we got? So I've got a hole in my centre console where the vent for the AC was, and finally I have the materialite to sort out because I snapped it. That's it from this video, little preview what's coming next. I'll leave you with some photographs my friend sent me of Viper, which we raced at Silverstone actually 10 years ago now. So enjoy, and I'll see you soon.